previous lessons. As you all remember, we discussed introduction to human resource management. According to your understanding, I guess you understand the role of role of human resource manager now has changed from the past. In the past, human resource manager's job is just a kind of administrative role, maintaining attendance, suggesting promotions, handling transfers, handling disciplinary activities, training programs, and so on and so forth. But today, his job has changed a lot. The role of human resource manager today becomes more strategic. So the human resource manager has to utilize the human talents in a strategic way in order to gain competitive advantages. Now, organizations are competing with the human talents. So, therefore, human talents, the human resource, the talents in people is the competitive factor. Not like other resources, human resource is a competitive factor. Therefore, human resource manager has to play a big role in managing this critical resource. The skills, competencies, the innovative thinking, creativity, all these things are the competitive factors. So these factors are all connected with human resources. So today, the organizations are competing with these factors. So, for example, if you tell technology is the competitive factor, you will suggest me. Technology is a competitive factor. How technology comes out? So, technological improvements are the outcomes of thought process of people, creativity of people, innovations of people. So who then you can suggest that human factor, human talent is the most prominent factor among all other resources. So the maintenance of resources, so the creativity, innovation of new methods, innovation of new technology, all are the outcomes of human talents. Therefore, the prime factor in competition is the human talent. Right? So therefore, human resource manager manages the critical factor. That is why today HR is regarded as the strategic role, strategic function. Next, we discuss about job creation, job designing, and job analysis. Can someone tell me which comes first? Either job analysis or job designing. Very correct. Job analysis is collection of job-related information and reporting this information for subsequent functions. So this job analysis create job-related information. So this information is important. This information is useful. This information is inputs to other subsequent human resource functions. Therefore, job analysis is the first function which collect job-related information and report this information in basically two documents. What are these two documents? Can someone tell me?
Job description and job specification.
Very correct, very correct. I was asking, job analysis collect information and report this information in two documents which needs for subsequent HR activities. I'm asking, what are these two documents? Very correct. Job description and job specification. Dr. Manoraj, are you clear? Okay. So these two documents report two different types of information. Job specification reports the requirements of a job holder. The requirements of a job holder that are necessary for carrying out the specific job, like education qualifications, experience, professional qualification, physical requirements, mental requirements, and all. So it is called job specification. The other one is job description. Job description is the details of the job. What are the tasks, duties, and responsibilities? What are the necessary machines, tools, and equipments? What is the job context? And all these things describe the job. So therefore, job analysis at the end generate two reports called job description and job specification. So there are different methods of collecting job related data. There are different methods of collecting job related data. Can you suggest me what are the traditional methods of collecting job related data?
Interviews, questionnaire,
Observations, Then nowadays, with the improvement of information technology and all, I discuss with you some databases that contain most of the jobs and most of the job related information. What is the most useful database to collect job related information?
Dot and on it.
Not and all.
Yes, yes, very correct. Right. That's about job analysis. Job designing. Job designing is creating a job or designing a job. Job consists of tasks, duties, and responsibilities. So the human resource manager has to identify what are the tasks, what are the duties, and what are the responsibilities of a particular job. That is called job designing. So various jobs need various types of tasks, duties, and responsibilities. So defining what are the tasks, what are the duties, and what are the responsibilities of a particular job is called job designing. In this way, HR manager design jobs. Even designing jobs, there are various methods, traditional methods, socio-technological methods, and also there is another well accepted model that help to design a job is called job characteristic model. This model is called job characteristic model developed by Hackman and Oldham. Hackman and Oldham. So this job characteristic model describe 5 job related elements that should be included in any job. Ultimately, these 5 elements will generate satisfied, motivated, high performance job. So the job outcomes are very positive. Job outcomes are very positive when you create a job following the job characteristic model. So that was a very impressive model to follow in developing, in designing a job. Other than that, there are many other newer methods like compressed work week, flex time, job sharing, telecommuting, and many more newer methods nowadays the researchers have identified. So therefore, job designing is again changed due to the technological improvements. Now, due to the technological improvements, newer job designing methods were innovated by the researchers. Okay, now we will come to the today's discussion. Look at this diagram. So this diagram specify possible HR areas for core competencies. So before that, we will try to understand what are the core competencies. What are the core competencies? So I suggest you competencies are the skills of people. Competencies are the skills of people. They are not general skills. They are not general skills. You must understand that competencies are specific skills in people. Specific skills in people. So think of yourself. Think of yourself.
பார்த்து செய்யுங்க. எல்லாமே வச்சுக்கலாம் வச்சிருக்கேன். நோ ப்ராப்ளம்.
There are some unique skills. If you can list out the unique skills of you, right? If you can list out the unique skills, there are common skills. There are common skills you have. And among these, there are some unique skills you have. So these unique skills are not common to others. These unique skills are not, cannot be copied by others, cannot be imitated by others. So these are the core competencies. These are the core competencies. Can you think of yourself? Everyone have their own unique skills that are not common to others, that are only unique to you. There are some doctors, they have some specific unique skills that cannot be imitated even by others. So these skills are the competitive skills, outstanding skills of you. These skills are the outstanding skills. So others cannot be copied. Others cannot imitate. So these skills are not common to others. Likewise, organizations also have some core competencies. Organizations, the people in organizations also have similar type of core competencies. So there are people in your hospitals. So these people are assets. These people are assets. If you have a particular doctor in your hospital, there are some doctors. They have unique skills. They have core competencies. These competencies cannot be copied by others, cannot be imitated by others. So these are core competencies. So these types of doctors are real assets to the company, real assets to the hospital. Can you understand what I'm telling?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
So these are the core competencies. These are the core competencies. Understood? So if your company has people like these, people with these types of core competencies, right? If your company has people with core competencies, your company will be the number one company. Your company will be the number one company because you have the people with core competencies. Understood what I'm telling?
Yes, madam.
Right. Then tell me, a company, there is a company that has a workforce with more core competencies. And there is another company, the competencies of their people are all general competencies. Then these two companies are competing. These two companies are competing with each other. Who will gain the competitive advantages? A or B?
A.
A company.
A.
A, madam. First one.
Yes, very correct. Because why the A company has advantages, A company has the competitive advantages. What are the factors of competitive advantages that the A company has? The A company has more core competencies in their people. Then these core competencies generate competitive advantages for the company A. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
That is how human resource becomes a competitive advantage, competitive factor, strategic factor. Okay. Now, in your company, your human resource is a excellent force. And you have many of the core competencies in your people. Your company, the people has many of the core competencies. Then what are the possible areas? What are the possible areas? You will agree that compulsorily your people will generate higher productivity. Your productivity will be higher because your people are unparalleled. Your people are excellent. Your people have core competencies. Therefore, productivity will be one of your major outcome, one of your major result. You will gain productivity for sure. Innovations. Next one is innovations, because your people, the people of your company are with more core competencies. They have unparalleled core competencies, unique competencies. Therefore, your company will always make innovations. And also your people will give you outstanding service to the customers. The service is outstanding. The service is outstanding because your people have core competencies. The service they provide is outstanding. The service they provide is excellent. That is not similar to other companies. It's far beyond the service of other companies. Outstanding. And also quality, the quality of your product, quality of your services, again, unusual. Not usual quality, it is unusual quality. Quality is very, very high because your people have many core competencies that other companies doesn't have. The other people of other companies do not have such an excellent competencies. You have the core competencies in your people. Therefore, the service and the product quality is very, very high. It's unusual quality. And also, your people are with special skills. Special skills. So, then can you synthesize such kind of company? Can you synthesize such kind of companies? How these companies operate? Any idea?
There is a flat organization, madam.
Maybe. Anyway, this kind of organizations are flourishing actually. These types of companies are excellent companies, flourishing companies. They are leaders in the market. They are leaders in the market. They are the branded companies. The company loyalty, the brand, all these things are very high. Other companies cannot compete with this type of companies because they always introduce new things. Their productivity is very high. They provide outstanding service. their quality is unusual, so the skills are unparalleled. So therefore, these types of companies are the market leaders always. Understood?
Yes, madam. And
So
also,
then, yes,
satisfaction of the employees are high, no, madam?
yes, because satisfaction is high. So they produce unparalleled service because they are fully satisfied with their job. They are fully satisfied with their company. That is why they have such kind of outcomes. Understood?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So all these things are because of the human resources, skills, competencies. From where? From the people, from the human resources. Right? So all these competencies are coming out of people. So the prime factor is human resource. Understood?
Yes, madam.
So human resources as a core competency. So in strategic human resource management, organizations use of people to gain or keep a competitive advantages against their competitors. Core competency is a unique capability in the organization that create high value that differentiate the organization from its competitors. Understood, everyone?
Yes, madam.
Right. That part is very clear, right? You have to understand the strategic value of human resources. Okay. With this thing in your mind, let us talk about human resource planning. Human resource planning. So now you have to think of this way. Now organizations created jobs. Then now jobs are there. Now jobs are there. Jobs means some they are not physically visible. Jobs are not physically visible, right? So jobs are there. In a document, these jobs are described. For example, doctor. So this hospital needs doctors. So what are the job of a doctor? Doctors, tasks, duties, and responsibilities. The qualifications, experience, physical requirement, everything is documented in a paper. Now jobs are there in the in writing, documented. So then what you want to do next? What you want to do next? Jobs are identified, jobs are desired. After that, what you have to do? Can you suggest me? Now the jobs are identified. Jobs are designed. Task, duties, responsibilities, and the qualifications, experience, physical requirements, mental requirements, all these things are defined very well and documented. Then what you have to do?
Advertise,
Select.
publish.
It's not clear. What you have to do? You are correct. Tell me. You have to find people. You have to find people. Agree?
Yes, ma'am. Advertise.
Yes.
Yes, you have to find people to carry out the job.
Job.
You have to find the people to carry out the job. So when you are finding people, you must have a plan. You must have a plan when you are finding people for your jobs. There must be a plan. That plan is called human resource plan. I'm telling that why you need a plan. So think of this way. You need 10 doctors to your hospital. You need 10 doctors. These 10 doctors are not required at once, right? In the month of January, you need only 3 doctors. And then you wish to construct another ward in the month of May. You wish to construct another ward. Then you need another 3 doctors in the month of May because you are going to extend your hospital. And also, after that, in your corporate plan, you are going to start another hospital in nearby city, another city, small hospital. Then it happens in the month of December. So by December only, you need another 5 doctors. Likewise, you have your corporate plan. According to your corporate plan, you have to plan for your human resources. You have to plan for your human resources according to your corporate plan. What your corporate plan tells about in another 1 year. In another 1 year, your corporate plan tells different business extensions, different business expansions. Or sometimes you may close some business units. So there may be different changes in your business according to your corporate plan. Accordingly, you have to plan for your human resources. That is how you recruit people. The human resource plan tells you how to recruit people, when to recruit people, how many people are required, at what time. All this information is in your human resource plan. So this plan tells you many directions. This plan tells you many directions for your recruitments, hiring of people. Can you understand
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
So you should not recruit people according to your own idea. If you recruit people according to your own idea without having a plan, what will happen to you? You don't have a human resource plan. You recruit your people according to your own idea. So what will happen to you then?
Productivity low.
Couldn't get profit and couldn't give the salary properly.
Yes, cost. The staffing cost will be wasting. You are wasting your staffing cost because sometimes you will hire unnecessary people, unnecessary number of people. For example, you need a nurse. Once your existing nurses get retired, one is get retired in the month of March. But in this month, you are recruiting one nurse, additional nurse. Then you pay for a nurse 6 months without any requirement. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is wasting your staffing cost. And sometimes, if you don't have a plan, sometimes you can't recruit people on time. Right? You need someone in the month of December. So even in the December, if you find someone you can't find, you must do some preliminary activities before recruitment. And also sometimes labor market doesn't have sufficient skills in the labor market. You can't find correct person. Therefore, the recruitment is very much cost effective and the organization is also cost effective in terms of staffing when you have a human resource plan. So therefore, human resource manager must prepare a human resource plan for a year. So annual plan should be prepared. Annual plan should be prepared. So then annually, if you can prepare a human resource plan, then plan tells everything. This plan tells everything. What are the requirements? In which month you have to recruit people? What number of people you need? Everything is in the human resource plan. Then you will not incur unnecessary cost over your people. Salaries, recruitment cost, interviewing cost, all these costs will be effective if you have a HR plan. Understood, everyone?
Yes, madam.
Therefore, in order to make the recruitment effort effective, human resource planning is necessary. Right. When you prepare a human resource plan, what information you need? Can you tell me what are the information you need in preparing a human resource plan?
Type of organization.
Sorry?
Organizational objectives.
Yes, very correct. Organizational future plan. In other terms, organizations corporate plan. Because organizations corporate plan gives what are the future developments, what are the future goals. So then by referring the organizational future plan, organizational corporate plan, HR manager can forecast how many people in which month, in which, with which qualifications are needed. Understood, everyone?
Yes.
So that is why HR planning is depend on corporate planning. When preparing HR plan, corporate plan gives information. So therefore, there is a high connection, there is a strong link between corporate plan and HR plan. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood, everyone? Right. So
Yes,
with
madam.
all these things in your mind, we will try to follow the PowerPoint slides given here. Now you are very clear about what is human resource plan, how to prepare the human resource plan, and why we prepare a human resource plan. Now you know, you have understanding. Now the lesson will be very easy for you. So human resource plan is review of human resource requirements to ensure the necessary number of employees, the necessary employee skills to meet the organizational goals. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So human resource planning is reviewing the human resource requirements. Reviewing the human resource requirements to ensure necessary number of employees with necessary skills to meet the organizational future goals, organizational corporate goals, organizational goals. Right? That is human resource planning. So this is the planning process. First of all, you need to refer the organizational objectives and strategies. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
madam.
ma'am.
Right. Then human resource planning process starts by referring the organizational objectives, organizational strategies. By referring the organizational objectives and strategies, the human resource manager further look at the organizational external environment for changing labor supply. analyzing the internal inventory of HR capabilities. So objectives are referred. Then look at the labor market, whether the required skills are available in the labor market. And also look at whether the required employees are there in the organization, internal inventory of people. And then by matching these two, HR manager can forecast the correct number of employees with necessary skills. Then only organizational need for people and survey about people, and then organizations HR strategies are developed. How to recruit, how much of people, and how, with which types of people. All these things are the strategies of hiring. So these are the major factors. This is the main process of human resource plan. So these functions will support preparing a human resource plan. Labor market supply, internal inventory, forecasting, organizational need for people, and survey of employees, and accordingly planning strategies are executed. Understood, everyone? Any difficulty in understanding, let me know. Understood
Yes, madam.
how it happens? Okay. Now, summarizing this human resource planning process, we can identify main 3 stages: forecasting demand, analyzing supply, and preparing and implementing balancing of supply and demand. Balancing of supply and demand. So these are the 3 stages of human resource planning. What is forecasting? Demand forecasting. Demand forecasting means human resource demand. Forecasting your human resource demand. So how to forecast the human resource demand? So just think of, as I told you earlier, in the month of May, your hospital expect to construct another ward for pediatric ward. So then the hospital administrators can forecast the demand of doctors, demand for nurses and allied staff. So the demand will be forecasted based on the number of beds you are going to add in the pediatric ward. It is the accepted method of forecasting for doctors based on the number of beds, nurses based on the number of beds. So likewise, you can forecast the demand for human resources by looking at the corporate plan of your hospital. The corporate plan tells you in the month of May, the hospital will start another pediatric ward comprising of 15 beds. Based on this information, you can forecast the demand for doctors, nurses, and allied staff. This is how you forecast the demand. And then you can analyze the supply. So you have to analyze the supply of people. Supply is, where do you find the supply? You find the supply within the hospital, because in your hospital there may be some excess doctors, excess nurses. Due to some reasons, there are some excess doctors and nurses. And also there are some situations where you have high capacity people. So likewise, you can refer the organization's human resource chart or human resource inventory, human resource information system, the inventory of human resources, and understand about the internal supply of people, internal supply of people. How many are available to assign the new pediatric ward within your hospital? There may be excess people, excess doctors, nurses, and so on. So to understand the supply, you have to refer the hospital's database. So then now you know the demand, and then you review the supply, and you can match the demand with the supply, and then you have fully understanding about the net requirement of human resources. Net requirement of human resources. The net requirement of human resources can be identified by matching the human resource demand and supply. Then you can have various types of strategies for handling the surpluses and shortages of human resources. Understood everyone the process?
Yes, ma'am.
This is how you prepare your human resource plan. This is what you have to do first when you are preparing your human resource plan. So the corporate plan tells the demand, HR inventory tells the supply, and the demand and the supply matches, and then net requirement is identified by matching the demand and the supply. These are the 3 stages of human resource planning. Dr. Kumuduni, you understood?
Yes, ma'am. Forecasting, analyzing, and implementing.
You understood clearly?
Yes, yes, madam.
Then what about the other documents? doctors. I'm putting everything into very simple form, right? In order to clearly understand everything. Dr. Apsara, you understood? Dr. Kumara Peruma, did you get the correct idea?
Yes, madam.
Then Dr. Chaturani,
Yes,
Dr.
madam.
Chaturani,
Yes, madam.
okay,
I
right.
understand.
Yes, madam.
Okay, very good. Right, thank you. Right. Now, we will discuss the importance of human resource planning. Importance of human resource planning. Why human resource planning is important? First one, first and foremost, human resource planning is required to achieve the organizational strategic goals and objectives. Agree?
Yes, madam, agree.
Yes. The human resource plan is required to achieve the organizational strategic goals and objectives. Very clear. Then achieve economies in hiring new workers. So that means should be cost effective without incurring unnecessary expenses. When you are hiring people, your hiring effort is very cost effective when you have a HR plan. You will not hire unnecessary number of people, unnecessary categories of people when you have a human resource plan. Then your hiring is very economic, and you can uh, achieve the labor market demands. You can anticipate the shortages and surpluses, and you can reduce the labor cost. You can manage the labor cost. You can anticipate the shortages or surpluses. And also you can make major labor market demands. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, madam.
Everyone? Yes.
Yes, madam.
Then results of inadequate planning. Results of inadequate planning. So you don't have a plan. These are the results. You may have vacant positions. There may be vacant positions that will create you very cost, because you don't have a plan. Then you can't hire people suddenly. You can't hire people suddenly because it is very costly. When you go to hire people suddenly, quickly, it make you huge cost. When you have a plan, you can make hiring and recruitment bit earlier. Then it save your time and it save your money. When you have a plan, you forecast correctly and you know on which month you should do recruitment. So then no vacant positions available every time, because you hire people according to a plan. And also labor layoffs. Sometimes layoffs happen. What is layoff? What is layoff? layoff is, there are some instances where some organizations ask their employees to stay at home. The employees to ask the employees to stay at home without coming to the workplace. Still, the organization pay for their salary just to stay their home without coming to the workplace. That is called layoff. Is it clear? What is layoff?
Yes, madam.
So, for example, in the petroleum corporation, where some during some months, certain months, the refinery people stay at home without coming to the workplace. When there is no sufficient crude oil, if the factory want a rest, when there are machinery repairs, when there are some other repairing in the workplace, the employees are asked to stay at home. No sufficient material. So then without coming to the workplace, the employees are paid salary while they are staying at home because of these types of reasons. Machinery breakdowns, machinery repairs, no material, no raw material. So these are some of the instances where employees are laid off. During the layoff period, the employees are paid, but still the company has advantage of layoff, because if the employees come to the office, no work, but they are staying at the office, then waste of electricity, waste of water, waste of security because of that. So then the best option is lay off in the employees until the factory and the organization come to the original situation. Understood, everyone?
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Right. So mass layoffs require severance pay. So when there is no human resource plan, these types of layoffs happen. Because there is no plan for repairing machines, no plans for renovation of factories. Therefore, human resource planning is not there. Then you have to lay off your people. Layoff is also a cost. If there is a human resource plan, you can plan a year ahead how to do these types of repairs, how to do certain repairs, services, and all. And simultaneous layoffs and hiring reduces morale and productivity that create turnover. So when there is no human resource plan, simultaneous layoffs and hiring happen. In one branch, there is some people additional. Another branch, they are interviewing for new hiring. Within the same organization, one branch has a shortage, the other branch has a
Excess stock.
excess surplus. So therefore, it make a cost, hiring cost, and also the employee morale. It affect the employee morale because same time layoffs and hiring happen in the same organization. That affect the employee morale, productivity, and finally it make a huge cost to the organization. If there is no human resource plan, if there is no adequate human resource plan, you can't achieve your strategic objectives and operational objectives. That is another important thing. No HR planning means difficult to achieve your corporate objectives, corporate goals. Understood, everyone? So therefore, I'm again telling you, HR planning and strategic planning has a reciprocal interdependence relationship. Reciprocal interdependence relationship. Okay, now you can understand the relationship between HR planning and strategic planning. Reciprocal interdependent relationship. Right? So, organizational corporate plan or a strategic plan and HR plan always depend on each other. In order to prepare in the HR plan, the strategic plan is required. In order to execute the strategic plan, HR planning is needed. So these two plans have reciprocal interdependence. So external environmental factors that affect the HR plan. What are the external environmental factors that affect the HR plan? So HR plan always influenced by external environmental factors. For example, economic condition of the country. Economic condition of the country. For example, you can understand that during the economic distress of this country, so we experience some economic distress during the 2020, 2021, 2023. So during this period, we face some economic issue in the country. So during that period, your organization stop new hiring. So the government issued a circular by freezing new hires. Still now, most of the government organizations do not recruit new people because of economic downturn. So economic condition of the country affect HR plan. Do you agree with me?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Because economic condition affect the organizational operations. Economic condition affect the product and service, product market. So all these things based on the economic situation. Therefore, HR plan is also has the same influence. Economic condition of the country has an influence over your HR plan. When the economic situation is good, you can have better HR plan. Otherwise, you have to restrict new hiring. You have to restrict new hiring when the economic situation is bad in the country. And also market and competitive trends. If your market is contracting, your market is down. Your market is down. And your market is highly competitive. Then you have to think of whether you hire new people or not, because you are facing market down situation. Market is down. Therefore, you have to stop new hiring. When your market is expanding, then you can hire new people. And competitive trends, government and legislative issues. There are some organizations that govern by legislative and government situations. So all these things affect. Social concerns. When the society concern, some jobs are not good. Some jobs are not ethical. Some jobs are not sometimes certain social concerns are there. So these social concerns, for example, look at now we have no people to pluck our coconut. No coconut pluckers. Very rare to find. So now the social concern, because of the social concern, some young people do not engage in this type of jobs. The society's concerns affect the HR. And technological changes. Technological changes. Now most of the technological changes disappear, make some jobs disappear. Some jobs disappear due to the technological changes. When the organization becomes automated, when the organizations become technologically advanced, then you have to reduce the new hiring. You have to reduce your workforce. And also demographic trends in the country. For example, now the female generation is in the country, within the population, female population is more than the male population. So therefore, this shows the new demographic trend in the country. And also sometimes there are single parent families, there are working mothers, there are different types of demographic trends appear in the society. Different demographic trends appear in the society. So these things affect your HR plan. These things affect the HR plan of you. Understand?
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
So these yes, these are the yes,
Madam, some political decisions may be take to
yes,
the
government and legislative issues, government issues, political issues. So all these things affect the HR plan. These are the external environmental factors that affect the HR planning. Anyway, now I think you have some understanding. Elements of effective HR plan. First one, forecasting the future HR need, forecasting the internal and external supply of candidates, then implement the plan by balancing demand and the supply. Is it very clear to everyone? Anything you want to clarify, you can talk now. What is demand? What is supply? Is it clear, everyone? Is it clear to everyone?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Yes. Then forecasting future HR needs. So how to forecast the needs? So your forecasting future HR need depends on the turnover. Projected turnover. Projected turnover means, so you have some sort of projections about the turnover of your company. For example, you know how many will be retired in this year. How many will get the leave during coming year or this year. How many employees are getting maternity leave, a special leave, or retire. So some of the demand can be forecasted. Projected turnover. Quality and nature of employee relative to needs. Decisions regarding product quality and new market. So these are the factors you will consider in forecasting human resource demand. Planning for technological and administrative changes. Product quality and new market. financial resources available financial resources. So those things are the factors you look at in determining the demand. How much financial resources available, whether we can 3 doctors with this money in this year. If you want to have 3 doctors, you have to look at the financial resources are sufficient. And also the planning for technological advancements, planning for administrative changes. So these are also affecting your forecasting of demand. Decisions regarding product quality and new market. Whether you are going to new market, whether you are going to cater another new market, whether you are going to introduce a quality standards for your product. All these things are the factors that will consider in forecasting the human resource demand. Do you agree with me?
Yes, madam.
Right. Then how you forecast the demand? What are the methods? Quantitative approaches. You can analyze the trend. So past employment level. Looking at the past employment level, you can identify the trend for the next 2-3 years based on the past trend. That is called trend analysis. And the ratio analysis. You can look at the ratio analysis. For example, you can look at how many doctors are needed for this much of beds. Beds to doctor is a ratio. So then ratio analysis. You are going to start 15-bed ward. Based on the ratio, you can forecast how many doctors you need. Then scatter plot. Based on the graph, scatter plot. And also regression analysis. So these are some of the quantitative approaches you can use to forecast the demand. Demand forecasting techniques. Quantitative techniques. Then there are a number of qualitative approaches as well. Qualitative approaches. So you can use nominal group technique, Delphi technique, and managerial judgments. Some managers can make correct judgments based on their experience. Or sometimes nominal group technique and Delphi technique can be used to forecast the demand as qualitative methods. There is no statistical method here, just qualitative. So anyway, the demand can be forecasted. Then forecasting supply. Forecasting supply. Supply means within the organization how many are available as supply. Tracking the patterns of employee movements, various jobs, and developing a transitional probability matrix. That is a technical analysis that you can use to look at how many people are available in the organization. That is called Markov analysis. And also you can look at the skill inventory of organization, skill inventory and management inventory. You can examine or you can review the organization's skill inventories. Skill inventory consists of summary of each employee's education, experience, interest, skills, and all these inventories provide you some idea to forecast the supply of people within the organization. And there are some information available in organization in replacement charts, summaries. So these are some of the places where you can find information to forecast the supply of people. Replacement summaries, replacement charts. So these are some of the places where you can take information for forecasting future supply of human resources within the organization. And there is another method called succession planning. Organizations plan for successors. So the well-developed organizations, the big organizations normally use succession plan. Succession plan shows who are the next capable employee for each post. While someone is available, these successors are serving as members of organization, and once someone is retired, who are the possible successors indicated in the succession plan. So these succession plans gives you information about supply of human resources within the organization. Understood, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. And also you have to forecast about the external candidates. That is also part of the supply. Internal supply and the external supply. So external supply, as I told you earlier, supply is again affected by the external conditions like economic conditions, labor market conditions, local labor market condition, occupational market. All these things affect the supply of human resources. Then what you have to do is you have to balance the supply and the demand. Supply and the demand. Okay, we'll take an example. Now, as I told you earlier, your hospital expect to start a new pediatric ward consisting of 15 beds in the month of May. So that is forecasted, the requirement of doctors is forecasted based on the ratio analysis. Beds 15, based on the 15 beds, how many doctors are needed based on the ratio. Then we assume that we forecasted that 3 doctors are needed. Then nurses and so on and so forth. You can forecast the future demand of human resources. Then you have to look at the supply of doctors. So by looking at the inventory, skill inventory, and the replacement charts and all, you forecasted that there are 2 doctors excess in the hospital. They have pediatric training in pediatry, and they have a qualifications more in pediatric area. So by looking at the internal inventory, you identified that there are 2 doctors suitable to transfer to the newly established pediatric ward in the month of May. That is, you identified based on the internal labor inventory, skill inventory. And then you look at external labor market. Nowadays, in the month of May, there is no batch coming out from the medical faculties in the month of May. But there are some private universities that produce certain medical doctors. So looking at the labor market, you can forecast labor supply in the labor market based on various situations in the labor market. Right now you have some idea about demand for doctors and supply of doctors within and external. By next May, by the month of next year, May, that is based on your forecasting techniques. You can use different types of forecasting techniques and identify the demand for the doctors and supply for the doctors. Now it is time to balance the demand and the supply. Balance the demand and the supply. Now you have demand for 10 doctors. Supply of doctors is only 2 doctors who have training on pediatric area. Within the organization, there are 2 doctors. And in the labor market, there are some few pediatric doctors in the labor market according to your forecasting. Now what will happen to you? You have to balance the demand and the supply. Demand is 10, supply in hand you have 2 doctors, and you can forecast that there are some other 5 doctors you can recruit from the external labor market. Still, you are lacking with 3 doctors. You have a shortage of 3 doctors. Now, what are the available strategies you have? There is a shortage of doctors. There is a shortage of doctors now. 3 number of doctors short. Understood the situation?
Yes.
Everyone?
Yes, madam.
You understood the situation? Everyone tell me.
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Now, when you balance the demand and the supply, so you have a shortage. Dr. Manoraj, tell me what are the available strategies you can apply in a situation where there is a labor shortage. Yes, Dr. Manoraj. There are some strategies. In a situation where there are no some shortages there. Three, you can give overtime to the Yes, correct. You can give overtime to the other doctors, then they will cover the requirement necessary work hours. And also you can hire temporary employees. Temporary. So you can take temporary employees. And also you can subcontract the work. The doctor's job cannot be subcontract, but you can sometimes you can subcontract some work. And also external recruitment, transfers, sometimes transfers and promotions. You can give promotions. Some of the promotions can be enacted for junior doctors if there are sufficient qualifications and experience they have had, then you can promote these doctors as ward doctors or transfers. So likewise, you can deal with the labor shortage. If there is shortage, there are sufficient strategies to deal with shortages. Similarly, you can have some strategies to deal with the surpluses. When there are surpluses, additional employees, you can suggest them early retirement programs, or you can stop hiring, or reducing work hours, or sometimes, as I told you, layoff, termination with severance package. With a severance package, you can terminate some of the employees, or early retirement. Those are some of the strategies for the labor surpluses. Anyway, you can balance the demand and the supply and use appropriate strategies for surpluses and shortages. Understood?
Yes, madam.
Right. Looming labor shortages. So these are some of the situations in around the globe, around the world. Over next 20 years, baby boomers will retire, creating critical undersupply of labor around the world, and retention of all the workers. Sometimes more visible minorities, more apprenticeships, aggressive external recruitments, flexible work arrangements. So these are some of the trends in the new era regarding the supply and demand matching that will happen in the world. And also you can balance supply and demand by way of flexible work arrangements. Flexible work arrangements means you can suggest your employees some sort of flexibility. Flexibility. So flexible work arrangements, younger workers are very like flexible work arrangement because they want to achieve the work-life balance. So young workers seek about flexible work arrangements. But older workers also like because they want to work and retire, work to bridge to retirement. And also some customers also need flexible work arrangements. From their point of view, they like to have flexible work arrangements in your hospitals. Customers also like to have these types of flexible arrangements because you can run your hospital around the clock. You can run your hospital around the clock if there is flexible work arrangements. Some are working daytime, some are working nighttime according to their flexibility. Then you can run your hospital around the clock and the customers are also happy about flexible work arrangements. Flex time is also another method. You can handle labor shortage or labor surpluses. Flex time. That is workday flexibility. You can come on any time and come on, go at any time, but you have to cover the core hours of work. Late attendance and late off, late off. So then anyway, you have to cover your work hours by coming late and going late. That is flex time. Everyone, according to their personal schedules, they can choose any slot, flexible slot for their working roster. So then both organization and the employees are happy with this flex time. Telecommuting, that is working at home or anywhere you like. So working using computers and technological equipments, you can work at home or any place where you like. So it is cost saving and there are advantages and disadvantages of telecommuting. You can't apply telecommuting for all the jobs. Some jobs require physical attendance. Some jobs can only be available for telecommuting. Then alternative work arrangements, that is kind of job sharing, compressed work week, flexi. So most of the international organizations, these work arrangements are available. Job sharing, compressed work week, that is work week is not 5 days, 3 days work week, but required hours should be covered anyway within the week. If it is 40 hours, you can cover 40 hours within 3 days. You will get 2 off days. And also flexi, that is also like that. Every 6 months, you can choose some hours of work off hours. So this is called flex year. And also sometimes you have to deal with downsizing. Downsizing means you have to reduce your workforce because of some plans. You have to reduce the workforce. That is called downsizing. According to the corporate plan requirements, you have to close some of the branches of your company. So that is called downsizing. So because of downsizing, you have to look at the HR aspect of downsizing. Some people lose their jobs. Then you have to develop some benefit plan for them. And some people lost their jobs, promotions and all. So those things should be carefully managed. And then here I'm talking about how to assess the HR effectiveness. So there are many measures, there are many indices, or there are many ratios you can use to assess the human resource effectiveness. So these are some of the ratios, or you can say these are some of the formula you can use to measure the HR effectiveness. HR expenses per employee. All the HR expenses can be divided by number of employees. Then compensation as a percentage of expenses. HR department's expenses as a percentage of total expenses. Cost of hire, turnover rates, absenteeism rates, and workers' compensation per employee. So these are some of the formula you can develop in order to measure the effectiveness of human resource management activities. And also you can do HR audit. HR audit. So in large organizations, HR audits are take place. Formal investigation of current situation of human resource in an organization is called HR audit. So HR audit gives you many information. So audit can be done in different areas of human resource management. Look at the legal compliance of human resource management. How much legally comply labor laws, and there are many legal requirements. Then within the HR audit, you can look at how much, what are the compliances and what are the breaches of legal situations. Job specification and descriptions. Audit regarding specifications and descriptions. Validity of the recruitment and selection process. And also you can look at formality of wage and salary system, whether the wage and salary system is formal, whether the benefit system is formal, how to control the absenteeism, turnover, grievance resolution process, orientation program, training and development program, performance management systems. You can do many of the HR audits in relation to various areas of HR. So, and you can look at how these areas are effective, whether these areas are effectively running, whether there are issues. By way of this kind of HR audit, you can understand issues in these types, these areas of HR activities and identify the matters. So HR audit can be suggested annually. Annually, you can do HR audits in order to clarify or in order to diagnose some issues in your people. And also benchmark analysis, utility analysis, HR human resource information system. So these are new methods that are practically applied in organizations to uncover various issues of human resources. So you can formulate human resource information system, a kind of system that manage and administrate various HR activities efficiently and effectively without any delay. Then most of the things, even the HR planning can be automated. HR planning can be automated and put into the HR information system. Then all these things are integrated into a particular system, and all these HR activities can be handled by way of an integrated system of human resource information system. So these are the use of human resource information system. What are the uses of human resource information system? You can read all these things, all the information available there. What are the uses of HRIS? You can use HRIS in order to make efficient and effective HR function. It is very important for expedite your activities of people. HR information system gives you many advantages in relation to managing your people. So this is the HR planning model, what we have discussed so far, how to forecast the demand, how to analyze the supply, and how to manage the shortage and surplus of human resources. So this is the typical human resource plan. You can study this. This gives the plan for a year, January to December. How many employees are needed in each month? This is the human resource plan. This is the replacement chart. Okay, we will stop for a moment for 10 minutes, and we'll start the next session after 10 minutes. Okay, get a small break.
Okay.
Okay, back to the lesson. Back to the lesson. Are you ready?
Yes, madam.
Yes,
Right.
madam.
Right. Now we have finished the discussion on recruitment. Now we will start. Sorry, we have finished the discussion on human resource planning. I think you have gained some understanding about what is HR planning and what is the role HR planning plays in the human resource management. And now we will discuss about recruiting. So before discussion on recruiting, I will give some background information about recruiting. Now, you know, according to the plan, in each year, it gives how many employees are should be recruited, should be hired. In each year, different information is given in the HR plan, right? So then, according to the HR plan, HR manager need to attract people. So here recruitment is attracting people. Recruitment is attracting people for the organizational positions. So we mistakenly use recruitment without knowing the correct concept of recruitment. Right? Hiring and recruitment is different. Hiring means giving the position or the position in the employee on the job. That is called hire. But recruitment is slightly different from hiring because recruitment finishes by collecting sufficient number of prospective applicants. Right? Recruitment finishes by collecting sufficient number of possible prospective applicants. Then recruitment finishes at that point. So after recruiting sufficient number of possible or potential applicants, then selection functions start. Selection functions start, right? So in the HR, human resource management, recruitment, selection, and hiring. So there are three functions along this major function. So the recruitment is collecting applicants, then selecting means filtering the entire recruited pool towards suitable applicants. Hiring means providing the job offer. So there are three different functions. You have to understand the correct meaning of each function. Recruiting is the process of generating pool of applicants, pool of qualified applicants. So recruitment connected with the labor market. So external labor market consists of possible applicants. External labor market consists of possible applicants. So from where we recruit applicants? From the external labor market. So we have possible applicants in the labor market. From the labor market, organization attract a pool of applicants who are qualified, who have the correct characteristics for the position. Out of this recruited pool, then organization exercise many selection techniques. So after selection, after filtering these applicants, most suitable applicant will be selected. So labor force population is the all individuals who are available for selection if all possible recruitment strategies are used. That is called labor force population. Labor force population. An applicant pool is the subset of labor force that is available for selection using the particular selection technique. And finally, you have an applicant pool, that is all persons, all applicants who are actually evaluated for the selection. That is called applicant pool. So these terms are very much essential to understand. These terms have specific meanings. Therefore, you have to carefully go through these terms and definitions and understand these terms very carefully. So this is recruitment, selection, and hiring. All these three functions are a kind of it is a kind of so you can reflect these three functions in a upside down triangulation triangle upside down triangle. So here this illustration shows you how these three functions filter and select the best candidate for the organization. The process is reflected in upside down triangle. So labor force population contain all the possible candidates, and out of the labor force population, the organization execute different types of recruitment techniques and attract some of the applicants from the labor force population. Not all the labor force population, but a part of the labor force population will be attracted towards the organization's position. Out of the labor force population, applicant pool is the selected pool, shortlisted pool, because all the applicant pool is not qualifying for interviews and tests and examinations, because there are some non-eligible applicants in the applicant population. Some people apply even knowing that they are not eligible. So therefore, applicant population and applicant pool is different, and applicant pool is bit smaller than applicant population, because you have to sort out the ineligible applications, and by picking the suitable applicant pool, you can execute the selection techniques. And after executing the selection techniques, the organization select the suitable individual who can fill the position. That is how it happened. So therefore, you can understand that all these three functions can be reflected in a upside down triangle. Understood, everyone? Understood, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Right. So here this illustration says the hurdles. What are the hurdles in the selection process? So the applicant has to overcome these hurdles in order to become a successful employee in the organization. So there are certain selection techniques along the selection process. And effective recruitment, always effective recruitment, there are some external factors affecting the recruitment. So if your recruitment exercise is effective, you must collect a larger sample of applicants, a larger pool of applicants. Then only your recruitment effort is effective. If you do not find larger pool of applicants, you have very limited options to choose. Very limited options to choose when you have a smaller pool. Your pool of applicants are larger, then the possibility of having the best candidate in a larger pool is high. The possibility of having the best candidate is high when your pool is larger. When your pool of candidate is smaller, there is lesser possibility of having the best candidate. Did you get this logic? Did you get this logic? Everyone?
Yes, madam.
So we can say the recruitment effort is effective when you can collect the biggest pool. Understood?
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Right. When the list of applicant is long, when the list of applicant is long, that means your recruitment effort is effective. So what are the factors affecting to effective recruiting? One is undersupply of workers in the labor market. When the labor market doesn't have sufficient doctors in the larger labor market, you have no doctors in the larger labor market, then your pool will be smaller. The effectiveness of recruitment is lesser because you have no sufficient doctors to attract in the labor market. Undersupply of workers, undersupply of doctors in the labor market, that make the effectiveness, that make the recruitment effort less effective. And lessening of trend in the outsource of jobs and increasingly fewer qualified candidates, very fewer qualified candidates in the labor market. So all these conditions affect the effectiveness of recruitment effort. And internal factors like consistency of firms' recruitment effort with the strategic goal. So the available jobs, available resources, no recruitment policy, line and staff coordination and cooperation, all these things affect the recruitment effectiveness. We will discuss these things further. Consistency of firms' recruitment effort with its strategic goals. You know, some of the organizations' strategic goals do not consist with recruitment. Organization goal is something, recruitment is something else. There is no consistency. Then you can't attract people. You can't attract people because in your advertisement you advertise something and the strategic goals are something else. Then your pool will not be larger. And available resources. You have no sufficient resources to advertise. You have no financial strength for larger advertisements, broader advertisements. Then you will collect very smaller number of employees. And some types of jobs cannot be recruited larger pool. There are some jobs that cannot be attracted larger pool of applicants. For example, if you advertise for nanotechnologist, quantum technologist. So we are very rare number of employees, very rare number of applicants. Type of the job, nature of the job affect the number of applicants you can recruit. And recruitment policies. Sometimes organizations have no recruitment policy. No recruitment policy. So no recruitment policy, that is a minus adverse effect for recruitment. And sometimes line and staff coordination and cooperation. In organizations, line managers and staff managers sometimes conflicting. For example, sometimes managers have conflicting ideas about recruitment. Finance manager says, we have no money to advertise this much of larger advertisement. Marketing manager always says, no, we have to have attractive advertisement to attract people. So line staff conflict, management conflicts, sometimes failure to attract people. So these are some of the internal factors that is affecting to recruitment effort. So some organizations centralize the recruitment. Centralize means from the chief executive officer or the chairman only make decisions regarding recruitment. Or some organization decentralize the recruitment exercise. So then they give the power to recruit people to the lower level employees, to lower level managers. That is centralization and decentralization of recruitment. The recruitment authority resides with the top level is centralization of recruitment. Decentralization of recruitment means recruitment authorities decentralized to the lower level managers. So in organizations, there are some organizations always keep the authority with the top people called centralizing recruitment. So when the recruitment is centralized, you can take the advantages, some advantages. Employment brand is very strong. ලේසියට බඳව ගන්නේ නැහැ. So some organizations have strong employment brand. So you can't easily apply for that type of jobs. Strong brand. Strategic principles are highly easily applied when the recruitment is centralized with the top people. You can apply strategic principles because top people know strategic principles very well. When the recruitment is centralized with the top people, you can easily apply the strategic principles for the recruitment effort. Reduce duplication of HR activities. Because if you give the power of recruiting people to the lower level managers, marketing manager is also recruiting people, HR manager is also recruiting, duplication of activities. Reduce the cost of new technologies and build in teams of HR experts. So there will be a team of experts in the top, providing better measurement of HR performance and allow the sharing of applicant pools. Applicant pool can be shared. For example, if the top level recruitment happen, then within this recruitment pool, HR manager can select suitable employees from the pool. Marketing manager can select marketing people from the same pool. Then production manager can select suitable people from the same pool. So same pool can be shared by different departments of the organization if the recruitment is centralized. If the recruitment is centralized, same pool of applicants can be shared for different departments. So how to measure the recruitment effectiveness? So recruitment effectiveness can be measured. How many qualified applicants were attracted? How many qualified applicants were attracted? That is one of a measure. And then also you can measure by using high performance recruiting. That is applying best practices management techniques for recruiting. So you can apply the best management practices for the recruitment. So then recruitment is successful when you apply best management practices in the industry. So that is called benchmark oriented approach. Benchmark oriented approach gives you higher rate of applicants. So this is called the recruitment yield pyramid. Recruitment yield pyramid. Recruitment yield pyramid means if you want to hire 50 employees, you have to generate 1,200 applicants in your recruitment effort. Because the entire recruitment pool should be bigger, because subsequent selection techniques always filter the best in searching the best candidate. Therefore, you have to generate at least 1,200 in order to hire 50 employees. So the yield ratios are given here. Yield ratios are given here, right? 6 times 1 to 6, right? 6 times of candidates invited. Then 4 to 3 candidates invited from the candidate interviewed. 2/3 of candidate interviewed out of offers made. Even offers made, you can hire only even they are offered the job, some employees reject the position due to some reasons. Therefore, this is the accepted yield ratio discovered by some of the researchers. So the entire pyramid is called recruitment yield pyramid. The ratios are given at each levels of the pyramid. The effective ratios are given here. So the entire recruitment pyramid says if you want to hire 50 employees, you have to generate 1,200 applicants. The historical arithmetic relationship between recruitment leads and invitees, invitees and interviews, interviews and offers made and offers accepted. So you have to keep this thing in your mind. So here, this shows internal sources of candidates. So there are some organizations, they hire people within hiring and outside hiring. Some organizations always look at internal internal organizational branches and departments for hiring people. That policy is called within hiring process policy. Internal hiring policy. So internal hiring policy has some advantages and disadvantages. Advantages means you hire a non-person. If you hire internally, that means you hire a non-person. That is an advantage. Foreknowledge of candidate strength and weaknesses. You know the candidates very well, and you know the strength and weaknesses of candidate very well because he is an existing employee, already non-employee. So therefore that works as an advantage. And also more accurate view about the employee's skills and competencies. You can have very accurate knowledge about the employee's true skills. And the candidate have stronger commitment because he is an existing employee. The candidate is very committed, loyal to the organization. So internal hiring enhances the employee morale. And also less training is needed. Orientation cost is lesser because you need not to have extra effort to orientation for employees. Therefore, these are some of the advantages. Disadvantages means the failed applicants become discontented. That means you will interview some of the people within, only one or two will be successful. The failed applicants will have very bad thoughts of the organization because sometimes the situation is the failed applicants will leave the organization. When you hire within, when you interview few, the failed applicants will have some feeling of failure, and they have no positive attitude, and so then there will be some issue with the failed applicants. They will leave sometimes. And time wasted interviewing inside candidates will not be considered. So that is another important thing. Then finding internal candidates, find your within internally, you can post jobs. You can job posting in your web page, newsletter, bulletin boards, notice boards. So you can use these things for recruiting internal people. Rehiring former employees. You can have rehire former employees who have left the organization, can be called again. And also you can use succession planning for internal recruiting. Outside recruiting, outside sources, you can advertise in newspapers, trade journals, internet sites, marketing programs, whichever suitable you can use for advertisements. And also you can construct an effective ad. That is very, very important. The constructing an effective advertisement. Some advertisement do not collect at least 5 to 10 applicants. Some advertisements are failures. So sometimes companies spend thousands of money on advertisements, but these advertisements fail. So they cannot recruit at least 10 to 15 applicants. Even they have spent thousands of money on advertisements. Advertisement is very costly, but if you do not design a good advertisement, the design of advertisement should be successful, should be attractive. Otherwise, you cannot attract people through the advertisements. So how do you construct an effective advertisement? There is an accepted model. That model is called AIDA model. AIDA model is a research outcome. A researcher has developed this model. That model says the advertisement first attract the attention of the people, then develop kind of interest, and next it should improve as a desire, and then this desire make an action. So because of this AIDA model, the following this AIDA model, the advertisement will be successful. Attention, interest, desire, and action. So level by level, the applicant develop a kind of positive image about the company, and then it make a effective application, that is the action, effective application, and apply for the job. Action is application of the job. So if you can make a candidate to apply for the job, that is the final action. Make the applicant to apply for the job is successful advertisement. Successful advertisement. First of all, get the attention, then develop it as an interest, then make some desire, and then action. That is called AIDA model. So this is a kind of advertisement. So you can prepare some colorful words, colorful pictures in order to get the attention. So a lady, young lady with colorful dress. So all these things get the attention. And then should make a kind of interest. So looking at the benefits of the job, so you have given all the information of the job, then that makes some interest towards the job. What are the benefits of the job and all? That it develops some interest. And then desire, because the advertisement gives all these information, how to apply, from to whom it is sent. The advertisement says every informations about how to apply, when to apply, all these things that make some desire to apply. And then further, advertisement motivate the employee to apply for the job. For example, if you can give them the web link, just click and apply. So very easy. So those are characteristics of an effective advertisement according to the AIDA model. Understood, everyone? Understood the AIDA model?
Yes, madam.
Right, AIDA model, develop an action towards the employee. Action, towards the action. Attention, interest, desire, and action. So it is very important to provide this advertisement attractive information and all these easy access, everything. Then AIDA model is applied there, then you will have better applicants out of this advertisement. What are the things included in an effective advertisement? You have to include information in the advertisement, information about the job, information about how to apply for the job, information about desired qualifications of the applicant, then information about the organization. All these information should be included. Then the applicant has full information about everything, then he will definitely apply for the job if the applicant can applicant think that this job is suited for me. So all these information should be included. So other than the applications, there are some other methods. You can recruit people outside. Employment agencies are there. So through the employment agencies, you can hire people, you can recruit people. Then temporary agencies also there. And also outsourcing. Outsourcing is also available now. You can outsource jobs to other parties. And especially executive recruiting. Executive recruiting is a kind of special thing because executive recruiting is not a normal, will not happen as a normal recruiting exercise. It is a different type of recruit. It needs different type of recruiting. Executive recruiting happens as headhunting. Headhunting means you identify people and talk to people and hire people. Special employment agencies retained by employers to seek out top talents. For example, sometimes the retired bank managers. So then organizations identify these kinds of people and then directly approach this manager and call for the position. That is called headhunting. It happens in relation to top positions in in organizations. Then college recruiting. So you can recruit people by visiting colleges, universities. So you go there and interview students and recruit on site. And also through the internship. That is also another source of recruiting, internship. And there is another method called employee referrals. That is, the existing employees can refer some applicants. Existing employees can refer applicants. Applicants are referred to the organization by the current employees. And also walking interviews. That is another important, walking interviews. That is again another recruitment method. Direct applicants who seek employment with or without encouragement from the organization. The employees walk in to the organization. Next, recruiting via internet. internet recruiting. Internet recruiting is also happen today very much. So through the website, organization recruit people. And there are advantages of internet recruiting. There are advantages. It is very cost effective. Very cost effective. You need to just publish the job in the web page. More applicants can be attracted. Immediate responses can be given to the applicants. Online pre-screening can be done. Online pre-screening can be done. And you can link with the job search pages. And also the tracking and all these things can be applied, automated. The candidate can track their application at any time. Tracking, automation. All these things can be included in the internet recruiting. So the internet recruiting is nowadays very popular, and there are advantages of this internet recruiting. There are some disadvantages because applicants may also will apply. So the some of the applicants, even though they are not qualified, they apply unnecessary applications. So it may take some additional work to the HR staff screening these unqualified applicants. Additional work. Many applicants are not seriously applying. Some applicants are not serious about the job. They just apply. They are not serious about the applicant. So that is another disadvantage. And the internet availability, technology availability, computer availability, some limitations are there. Some access limitations, unavailability of some applications. So then because of that, you can't recruit all the employees, all the applicants because of these limitations. These are some of the limitations. So therefore, internet recruiting has some of the limitations as well, even though it is very popular. So these are some of the recruitment sites in the web: Career Builder, Monster. And there are, in Sri Lanka, there are some local hot jobs, hotjobs.lk. Likewise, there are some ikman.lk, LinkedIn. So they also act as internet recruiting, do internet recruiting. So issues of recruitment. Issues of recruiting more diverse workforce. So there are some single parents. So if you recruit single parents means in a family only how wife or husband available. So maybe because of the divorce, because of some other fatal situation, one parent available in the family. So then if you recruit such a parent, single parent, then you have to have some flexible schedules. These are some of the issues you have to consider. All the workers. When you recruit all the workers, then you have to have some policies. You have to revise the policies accordingly in order to make all the worker compatible with the organization. Revise some policies. If you recruit all the people, all the workers. Then recruiting minorities and women. Again, you must have some policies. Welfare to work. There are some people coming from welfare. For example, in teaching profession, there are some teachers who are working voluntarily, voluntary workers. And then once they familiar with the job, they ask some rights, voluntary to work, voluntary workers, then they ask some rights and they ask permanency. So these are some of the issues. The disabled. Some organizations have policies to recruit disabled people. Sometimes these are some of the issues you have to sort out. So recruiting more diverse workforce, older workers, younger workers, some designated disabled, visible minorities, women. So this kind of diversity makes some recruitment issues to the organizations. Major revisions to the organization, policy revisions to the organization. You need to revise your policies. You need to revise your procedures when you have different kinds of employees recruited for your organization. So how to evaluate the recruiting effort? These are the 3 indicators of measuring the effectiveness of recruitment effort. First one, recruiting cost and benefit. You can evaluate the recruiting cost and the benefit. And also you can evaluate the time required for filling the opening, job opening. And also sometimes you can measure the recruiting by evaluating recruiting quality and quantity. So these are the methods of evaluating recruitment. If you spend more time on recruitment, that is not effective. If you incur more cost than your benefits, again it is not effective. And also quality and quantity also matters. So these are the things I wanted to discuss with you. If you have any issues, you can talk with me now and we'll finish the session bit early today. Anything you want to discuss with me?
Yes, madam.
Yes, tell me what is the confusion? Any confusion?
Actually, madam, as we are discussing about recruiting today, I want to clarify one doubt, that is dying card recruitment.
Sorry?
Dying card recruitment.
Okay,
In public
tell me
sector,
about it. What is it?
in public sector, the government
Okay,
appoint,
okay.
appoints the people or employees for dying cadres for some purposes. But the cadre is not exist in near future. That is ended with that person or that recruitment. For example, in year 2007, the government appointed program assistants. That cadre is not existing now. But yeah, as I'm working in planning unit, I'm knowing that the program planning officer, but is needed. This card is very much needed, but it is a dying card. Uh, it will not existing after that person. So, what is the purpose of appointing or recruiting people for the dying card?
Mm-hmm. Then depend on the organization's policy, right? The organization must have a clear policy regarding the dying card, right? So then what the organization should have as a policy, they must stop recruiting after certain period of time. So
Yes.
it depends on the organization's policy. You can formulate a policy, a constructive policy, regarding the dying card. So if it is government's organization, that is the issue, because the government has not identified that the importance of not the importance, the issue of having dying card in your card list. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So then when you are having meetings with higher authorities, you have to explain what the disadvantages for the individuals having this kind of dying card within your card.
Exactly.
So
Yes, ma'am.
you should not keep this kind of positions in your card. After certain period of time, this card will not be activated. So you can the other thing is you can suggest some other position into your card that is suitable for this kind of jobs. For example, you told the task is important. The task is important, but the card is not suitable. So therefore, you can design a new job. You can design a new job and suggest the government to have this new job in your card. Understood?
Yes, madam.
Is it clear to you?
Yes, madam. Thank you. Thank you.
So job designing is also there. You can get the knowledge of the job designing, and you can create a new job and position this job in the correct place with a new job.
Okay, madam.
Understood?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay, I will finish the session. I have shared the course outline for each day, and then there are only 2 days to complete my part. I will finish my discussions in another 2 days. There are only 2 days for me. I have shared the course outline, all these topics for each week. I will finish all these things assigned to me, right? Okay, I think you are happy with all the discussion with me. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Madam.
Thank you, madam.
Madam.
Yes.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you, madam.